The kitchen. Vince, what's up, pal?
Yes, we are with our good friend, retired General Centracchio, and we are making, what are we making, pumpkin muffins?
This is, no, it's pumpkin chocolate chip bread.
Yeah. Well, the heck with the muffins. I'll take that.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
It's good to see you.
Always good to be back.
Every time I see you, you got a nice smile on your face.
You know, life is too short to have anything else. You got to do this, you got to have enjoyment. Cooking is certainly part of that, and we hope that this turns out to be something that's edible.
Well, I'm sure it will, because I'm going to imagine this is not the first time you've made it.
No, it isn't.
Great. Yeah. Tell us what we've got here as far as ingredients.
The ingredients start with the flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, eggs, oil, chocolate chip.
Gotta have the chocolate chips.
Walnut, chopped nuts, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and obviously the pumpkin pie filler.
Real quickly, how is this going to work? Are we going to mix all of this together all at once, or are we going to do it step by step?
Step by step, 2 steps actually. You mix all the dry ingredients. Later on, you put the wet stuff together. Then you mix them both together, and you come up with a batter, and you put it in the pan. But first and foremost is you have to grease the pan. We'll go through that in a little bit.
Okay.
And there's a specific step-by-step procedure you need to take. Otherwise, it won't come out properly.
Super. Well, we're going to start cooking this in the next segment. Sound good to you?
Good to me.
And I got a question. Can I steal just a couple of these little chocolate niblets?
Go right ahead.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
All right, Vince. We're making pumpkin cake, as Vince was saying a little earlier, and I understand that you have your own special touch when it comes to this.
Well, actually, it's my wife's touch.
Oh, okay, okay. Giving credit where credit's due,
absolutely.
I appreciate that.
And the secret to it, as I understand it, is to mix all of the dry ingredients first, and then the wet ingredients, and then you put them together.
What does that do?
Well, that does make sure that you have a good mixture of the dry, so you don't get lumps and clumps and things that shouldn't be there.
By the way, I have to say, you're always a favorite when you come in here. You're one of our favorite guests in general, but particularly when you're in the kitchen. And I have to say, you always bring coffee for everybody.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing in the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. We're big fans of Dunkin' Donuts coffee around here. What are we going to do to get started? Okay,
first of all, you have to make sure you have all the proper ingredients consisting of the dry ingredients, which is flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, the cinnamon, and the nuts, and later on we'll talk about when you introduce the chocolate chips
and
into
even
it.
some nutmeg and cloves.
Yeah, that's just a little dash into it.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to get started in just a minute. For now, though, we'll throw it back over to you guys. Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the kitchen, General Centracchio is teasing me because he said, he asked me early this morning, what do you want me to make? And I said, pizza. So he said, well, maybe this will turn out to be pizza, but it could turn out to be a pumpkin cake, which I will gladly have as well, because that sounds delicious.
Got chocolate in it.
I know. I love that. So we're going to mix up the dry ingredients first, because you said that's the whole key to this whole thing.
Yeah, you got to make sure you do the dry ingredients first. Before we can get...
time out.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You can tell the true nature of a chef.
With
you know how?
Precision.
They write it down.
They write it down.
My grandmother had a whole book written recipes. That's the way it's done. Is that not right?
Actually, these are directions on how to get here.
And not only that, you're so organized. I said military precision over there by this.
You got to make sure you know what you're doing.
That's right.
But before we do anything, you got to make sure you grease the pan.
Okay.
And that's very important.
Just a little butter in here,
and
then a little bit of flour.
Put some flour and shake it around, and put that aside for a moment.
All right. So
but in the meantime, we'll have you start with putting the dry ingredients into this. And I'll hand you the flour, which is 3 cups of flour.
3 cups of flour right here.
Yep. 2
just
cups.
all-purpose flour.
2 cups of sugar.
2 cups of sugar.
Now, can you substitute that for some of the, you know, like, I forget, Centra and some of those other ones, you know, the fake sugars?
I don't really know.
Oh, Splenda is what you're thinking of.
Splenda, I'm sorry.
You probably could. You know what I found is if I do it with Splenda, I do a little bit of Splenda, a little bit of sugar. It covers up the aftertaste a little bit. But anyway.
It could turn out to be pizza if you do that.
That's right. That's right.
Then you put the baking powder in.
Okay.
Now, what does the baking powder do?
That has a catalyst effect to ensure that the thing actually comes to fruition as to what the ingredients should be.
Again, with the military lingo, the catalyst.
So it rises?
Yeah.
Does it rise?
I'm not sure it rises, but it makes sure that everything's together.
Together. Okay.
So we'll throw that in.
Yep.
Okay, and how much is that? What did you say?
The baking soda is 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
And 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
Okay, so both in this recipe.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Okay. And then we got some Cinnamon,
Oh, that's going to make it
Okay.
taste delicious. Oh, yeah,
two,
that's good.
2 teaspoons of that. And then you got some, we're going to save this for later on. It's
Okay.
nutmeg and
Don't put
clove.
it in yet.
No, not yet.
Nope.
And I see there's only, Rick, if you could just shoot into this, there's only the littlest dusting of this
Yeah.
because cloves tend to have can be very overpowering.
Yeah, just a dash.
So we'll put that to the side.
So if you
okay.
want to mix that up, that's
Okay.
good. You can use that.
Now, when does Vince get put to work? This is
He's
what I
going to
want
do it right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Would you do that other? Oh, here we are. I'll take these. And Vince, you can do this. You can mix
Yes,
all
sir.
the,
What can I do?
You can put the eggs in there.
Eggs in
and then-
there?
Yep.
I can do that. Rick, come on over. I got some eggs for you.
Oh, boy. Now, if you watch the show with any regularity, you know
You
that
know, Rick is egg phobic.
he is.
Is he?
Yes.
He hates
Okay,
it.
you need to whip that up a little
Whip
bit.
that up.
Yeah.
Do
You have
want
a
this
fork?
here?
Give me a fork. No, just give me a fork.
You got it.
This is how my mom taught me how to do it. Back in the day.
That's good. Real good.
You like that?
That's good.
That's not bad, right?
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Okay, then you want to add the oil.
Okay. Now, what kind of oil is this?
This is just regular corn oil.
Corn oil.
Or you could use vegetable oil too.
Okay.
And that's 1 cup.
Next, sir.
And then you want to put in the pie filling.
Pie filling.
Yeah.
We can
Scoop
do that.
right out.
You can get this anywhere. I just, can filling. It's no big deal. Is that true?
Yeah, you're right. You could make your own too, but that's a little bit tedious, and
Yeah.
and you don't want to do that when you can buy it in a can.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll mix that up all
Okay, now that
together.
has to be mixed all up. Yeah, real
Have we
good.
mixed all up?
Now,
Yeah.
once he does that, is that when we'll add
Yeah,
them
when he
both
does
together?
this, then you put it together.
Okay.
Use this; it's a lot easier for you.
I got it.
You got it.
This is my thing.
No clumps. Can't
Nah.
have
No
clumps.
clumps.
Don't worry
Is that
about it.
critical? Because otherwise it'll
It
it'll
is.
carry
It
through
is.
the whole
It is.
through the whole
And,
cake. Now, who came up with this pumpkin cake rather than pumpkin pie?
My wife, Linda,
Yeah.
had the recipe, and what she did was just add some chocolate chips, and I guess it came from her mom too.
Okay.
And you put some chocolate chips in the pumpkin cake,
Yeah.
and it has a different flavor to
And
it.
I bet you
obviously.
anything, it's always pleasant when she probably makes this and brings it to you with some coffee in the morning, right?
I think it's the other way around.
Okay.
actually.
Well, now we only have a couple seconds left, so I just want to mention we're going to put these two together,
Yep.
just like this.
And
right?
no clumps.
And no clumps.
No clumps.
Once we whisk this together, then we'll add the chocolate chips and the nuts.
Yep.
And we put all of that into this.
Yep.
How long? What temperature do we bake it at?
375,
375,
55 minutes, and
55
then you check it
minutes.
with a toothpick to make sure you don't. And that's what
Right,
it
if
looks
that
like.
toothpick
And
comes
let's
out
take a
nice
look.
and steady, that means it's done, right?
That's right.
Yep.
And let's take a look at what we've got here.
Yeah, because
Oh,
we're running out
my
of time. Oh, that's
goodness.
Boy,
beautiful.
that was quick.
Right?
Yeah.
The magic
That's
of
beautiful.
television. All right, I'm going to cut into this. And it looks like everybody's going to get a little piece.
Great.
Let's see. I'm going to make a bigger piece for Vince. We'll get a really... There we go.
I lost all this weight, and all she's been trying to do since
All
then
right,
is
you-
fatten me up.
All right, then I'll tell you what. We'll split it.
Thank you.
Oh, that's delicious.
Just like pizza, isn't it?
Just like pizza. No, this is better than pizza. Hey, thanks for coming in this morning.
Good to be here. Always good to see you.
appreciate it.
Take care. Vince,
And I tell
Always
you,
a pleasure.
Michelle,
good to be here.
the
Thanks.
recipe of the season, we'll be getting a lot of pumpkin dishes, and I say keep them coming, right?
No.
Every day.